Recording from Chester County, Pennsylvania, this is Coast to Coast Sports, your weekly breakdown of the Philadelphia Eagles, Los Angeles Rams, and NFL teams from around the league. We're recapping last week, previewing what's ahead, and bringing you all the takes in between.
All right. Welcome back to week whatever this is, week 10 or 11 to Coast. We were joined by Mike Carnuccio, who just announced he's going to be a father to a boy here in when do you guys do?
April.
What a good friend.
Yeah. Dude, happy for you though. And then
I figured it out, dude. I figured it out how to do it.
Oh, stop.
Second try.
And then we have Corey Pritchard, who actually is moving into his new place this week. So
Let's go.
awesome changes.
Busy week.
Awesome changes for the pod. So real quick, this pod is sponsored by Birdie Board, Corey's own. Sorry, I just said that. It's your all-in-one golf scoring app for matches, teams, and friendly competition. Get it now on the Apple App Store or Google Play. So we obviously are recording this on Monday night, so we're actually recording this before the Birds Packers game, which sadly I can't watch because of YouTube TV.
Me and you both, Ryan. They didn't figure it out.
Yeah. Thanks. I'm still pissed. So obviously, there was a big, division matchup last week with Corey's Rams and the Niners. I know Corey's always definitely afraid of them, rightfully so. I think this game went kind of as we predicted. I don't think I was predicting the Rams to score 40 plus points. But I think they kind of showed out. So we'll have some thoughts on the game. Mike, we're actually going to start with you this week instead of Core. So
nice.
Any takeaways from the game?
Yeah, I mean, so a couple stats to throw out. I didn't realize this.
Let's hear it.
Matt Stafford, first time in NFL history. Do you guys know what I'm going to say?
I saw this.
Oh, yeah, yes, I do.
First time in NFL history.
500.
No. 3 games. First
That's
time
another one,
back in
Ryan.
NFL history. Yeah, that's another one. Has had 3 back-to-back games of 4 touchdown passes, no interceptions.
Yeah.
Never happened before. That's wild.
Crazy. That was wild to me to hear.
Yeah.
I would have thought it had to happen at least once during like Peyton Manning's career or Tom Brady's or something like that. That was a wild stat.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I would argue dominant win by the Rams. I actually talked to Corey on Sunday. Now I know we made our predictions last week, and I said they would win, but I only said by a little bit. But on Sunday, dude, I was like, I know what's happening today and tomorrow. And I actually asked Ryan if I could change my Birds pick because I think the Eagles are going to win tonight. But I mean, we stick with our picks that we make on Monday.
Correct.
And I was like, yo, Rams are gonna win by multiple scores. I said that to Corey, and Corey's like, oh, maybe, like, doesn't want to jinx it,
Yeah. I get it. I'm the same way.
Like, oh. Yeah, I mean, I get it. So
I don't know. I predicted the Rams to win by 10.
Yeah, you did. No, it's true. Yeah. It's true. It's just funny. Like, I don't get. Well, I think it's more just like it's more of like a humble attitude. Like some Eagles fans, you say like, I think the Birds are going to dominate. They're like, yeah, and you guys are like, yeah. I mean, your dad's like, yeah, we'll see. Could be interesting.
Yeah, I know, right?
Hopefully it's a good game.
I might feel like that versus other teams, but and the 49ers, they're just always tough on the Rams.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, like, the wild thing now is, like, anyone who's questioned, like, can the Rams keep up the offensive intensity? If you're questioning, I don't know what's wrong with you at this point because they're consistently putting up scores in 30s and 40s every single game.
Yep.
Stafford's throwing, I mean, literally averaging 4 touchdown passes a week. And looky who, Davante Adams actually led in receiving yards this week. I've been kind of waiting for that because, I mean, the thing I've been sticking to for the Rams is, and I said this last week, if they're going to make a legitimate deep run, I think Davante Adams has to play a big role in that.
Guess who has the most receiving touchdowns in the league, too?
Davante Adams.
Yeah.
Adams has been like a huge red zone target. So
he was awesome.
I mean, yeah, it's legit. So I would say the Rams have solidified themselves as contenders. Like we've discussed multiple teams in the NFC, right, who are legit contenders. I think it's safe to say, like, remember, we keep saying top 5. I think personally, I would put the Rams at number 1 on the list. If we're talking about legitimate contenders, I would probably go Rams and then I don't know how I would order the rest of it, but I would put the Lions, Eagles, Seattle. And as of now, I think I'd actually put the Packers ahead of the Buccaneers if we're just going top five. I think the Bucks without having Godwin or having Bucky Irving, it's going to be tough for them. And they have some tough games coming up still. So
Yeah.
the irony that I'll take away and then Corey will shoot to you is that even though the Rams are dominating so much, their chances to win the division are not increasing
No, they are.
because of Seattle.
Yeah,
And
Seahawks
Seattle
are
looks
doing
better
so
than they've
much
ever
better.
looked.
Yeah.
And now they got to play each other. So the Rams, it's just funny because earlier this year, it was like, gosh, the Rams lose to the Niners. The Niners always have their number. Corey, you're always talking about how like the Niners are like, and then you guys destroy them in San Fran, and it's like, what do you do? This is how the NFL goes.
Yeah.
Next week, you have a must-win game against Seattle. Otherwise, they take control of the division. So it's kind of ironic.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway,
So I think the most surprising thing to me, just for the Rams season overall, and Mike, we went back and forth about this a ton. The Rams defense is a top 10 defense now. And then our offense is just climbing the ladder, I think, on top of that. So the Rams have a top 10 defense, definitely a top 5 offense. I mean, that's a good recipe to win the Super Bowl, honestly. Like, they could easily be a contender.
That was the Eagles last year.
Yeah. Is that are you saying top 10 in terms of points allowed? What do you look at?
What's the EPA stat? What's that? I forget. It was based off of that, but I also looked up a couple.
I think that's earned points allowed, right?
Yeah.
EPA defensive rankings put the Rams at, well, that actually puts the Rams at 4, so even better. But basically, if you look at a lot of the rankings and stuff, most of them have the Rams defense right around 10 is where most of the rankings have them falling, which is just surprising to me, especially after the start. Did you guys notice we had a new kicker this game?
I actually did not. You did?
No, I didn't either. Because I just noticed you guys were perfect in terms of you were extra points. I was actually going to comment on Cardi. So, they dropped him.
Yeah, I
Mike, you called it, dude.
I actually didn't even see the news of like what happened to Cardi.
Yeah.
I was reading the Rams Reddit thread and they were just joking like the best thing out of this game isn't beating the 49ers, it's that we made 6 extra points.
Corey, doesn't that feel great when it goes how it should in terms of special teams?
Oh yeah, I mean
as expected.
And putting up 42 points on the Niners, like going over 40 on them, that was great. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're just doing awesome overall. I'm really happy with how the Rams played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can chime in. I think the Rams are favored to win the NFC now, according to Vegas. They have the second best odds to win the Super Bowl, only behind the Chiefs, who I think are 5-4. Stafford is now second in the MVP voting, barely behind Drake May.
I can't believe Drake May is first right now. That's wild to me.
I know. Like, I think it should be Stafford all day. I give so much credit to Sean McVay because I've been a huge Devontae Adams fan over the years. Like he's probably one of my favorite players to watch outside of like the Eagles, and I love watching like receivers. And I always thought he was more of like a humble receiver compared to like
I do too.
Some of like the divas, and obviously he signed with the Raiders, which was a horrible mistake, and went to the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. And he said Sean McVay had an extremely like an amazing sales presentation to him, where he showed him his routes and showed him how his routes could affect the team. And I just love that. I love stories like that. So
I think he's fit on the team so well too. Like you're like the non-diva attitude, like that's been the Rams wide receivers. And pretty much like name one like diva wide receiver the Rams have had.
Yeah. I mean, before Puka, it was Cooper Kupp, who's like the opposite of diva.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. And before that, you had like Brandon Cooks. Yeah.
Corey
honestly,
Holt, Isaac Bruce back in the day.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. So I think the Rams are like, I would put them as, I think they're the best team in the NFL in terms of, I think they're playing the best. I think to Corey's points in terms of their top 10 defense and top 5 offense, you could say top 3 offense.
Hmm.
I don't really know who's putting up that many points or to Mike's stat, 4 touchdown passes. I think they're the number
Mm,
one offense in the past like 3, 4 weeks. And I do
Yeah.
think the NFL is like in buckets, right? I think it's like the beginning of the year,
Hmm.
first 4 or 5 games, the middle, then the end.
Hmm.
The thing I worry about the Rams is like if they're peaking too soon. Um,
Yeah.
I'm like obviously like hindsight's 2020, but it's like
Yeah.
you can't ask for much better of a
The
team.
last time we had a season like this was with Jared Goff and Todd Gurley when Todd Gurley had his offensive player year
Hmm.
performance.
Yep.
And it was the year we made it to the Super Bowl the first time with McVay, but
Yeah.
lost to the Patriots.
Yep.
So like that's the best history we have to work off of is like they were able to maintain it, but they couldn't see it through to the end. So
Yeah.
we'll see what it looks like this time. Now they were very different offenses. Like there was a lot more running involved with Todd Gurley in his prime than what we have now. That
Yep.
our offenses now is just so much more pass driven.
mm.
Yeah. And question for you, Court. Was there a
Hmm.
lot of garbage time yards from the
No, not at
Niners?
all. So they actually started coming back a little bit. So
Yeah.
we put up 21 points. We did like hardly anything in the second, and then they got within one touchdown of us.
Yeah. So
Um,
so I seen the fourth quarter it was 28-20 with
yeah.
5 minutes left in the fourth.
They
And then
still but because the Rams were winning by so much, Corey, I think Ryan's point is if the Rams were winning by so much, the Niners are going to have to throw, and the Rams are going to give them 10 yards at a time because they're like, hey, just don't give up like an 80-yard touchdown pass,
yeah.
right? So it's going to be a little
Yeah.
just like I would argue that's a defense for the
They
Rams defense. Like
I
I don't think the Rams D you can't like the Rams D gave up 320 yards through the air. Well, I'm not going to be critical of the corners for that because
I will
they didn't need to
say
like
I
Yeah.
will say like a good 150 to 200 of it came from when the Niners still had a chance.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
It really
that's a
wasn't.
good point to make. And
Yeah.
again, just to clarify, I don't think like if you look at ranks, I was just looking up some stuff. The
Hmm.
Rams right now are like top 10 in terms of points allowed. But then
Hmm.
if you look at like yards allowed, they're like 16th, 17th. And if you look at passing yards allowed, they're around the same. So
Yeah.
I do think their weakness on their team is special teams with Cardi's kicking and
Yeah.
then just passing defense, right? I think their running defense is good, and I think their offense is excellent. Um, I just think their passing defense is the weakness of the team. Now,
Mhm.
what should that passing defense be ranked? I agree with you. I think they've been, well, I don't know. Have they been more impressive? They gave up 320 yards to Mac Jones again, and
I
then
still
they.
think so because they're still creating turnovers and they're
That's true.
keeping the Rams offense.
Did they have a pick? Did they have an interception? I didn't see
They
that.
did, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
then they
like
created that fumble.
that's
Yep.
that like Mike's kind of bringing up where I was kind of going with that. Like I hear the thing of like the Rams top 10 defense on that. Like I think what my eye test tells me is that's still a weak point. Like
Mhm.
not literally a weak point. Like it obviously we're being super nitpicky, but if they did have something to kind of work on, it's obviously like the pass defense.
Mhm.
Because like the total yards was 401 to 393. So
Mhm.
the Rams only got 8 more yards than them the whole game. Obviously, you guys are great on the D line. You forced 2 turnovers. You
Yeah.
dominated on first downs. You dominated on third down. Dominated on fourth down. Dominated in the red zone. And the time of possession is around the same.
Mhm.
So I think if your pass defense can get to like a top 5, top 10 level, I think you guys are just gonna win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know. And I think the thing that's hanging on for our defense is like in terms of those stats,
Hmm.
pretty average across the board. And, that
Yeah.
they're kind of keeping it aligned with the yards our offense is making. But we are forcing at least like a turnover or two every single game.
Yep.
And the offense is not turning over the ball much right now.
Yep.
Um,
Exactly.
and we all know that like the turnover battle is one of the biggest indicators of winning a football game. So I think
Mhm.
the Rams defense is doing just enough right now. But the
Yep.
most positive thing about the Rams defense is it's improved throughout the year. And
Yeah.
there's a good chance
Honestly,
it's going to
great,
continue.
great, great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would still, yeah, again, I would make the argument. I think if we look at the Rams' two losses, right? It's the Niners with Mac Jones throwing for 350 on them.
Yeah.
And then it's the Eagles who were down by however much. And then Jalen goes, I mean, he technically only threw for 226, but he threw like pretty much all of that in the second half.
Yeah, pretty
So,
much.
right. So
Mm,
that is going to be interesting down the stretch. Like, can they shore that up? Here's what's great in terms of just looking at schedule. They're going to play
mhm.
Seattle twice in their
Yeah.
last 7 games. Then they're going to play
The
or sorry, I mean,
Lions.
let's just say in the next 6 games, they're going to go
Mhm.
Seattle twice, the Lions, and the Buccaneers.
Yep.
So if the Bucks have Godwin back and they have him and Ibuka, those will be just good eye tests of like, hey,
Mhm.
how does that secondary hold up
Yep.
against Sam Darnold the way he's throwing it now that they've added to their receiving core
Yeah.
offense.
You know what? You know what will happen? The Rams defense just has to play no worse than the offense. So just like at least keep as long as the offense is scoring enough points.
Yeah.
And I think that was like an example of last game. It's like the Rams defense were they stopped them enough where the Rams offense. Now a real test is going to be when the Rams offense has a slowdown, which
hmm
every offense does at some point. That's where it puts the pressure on the defense to
Yeah.
help make up for that loss. Because
Yeah.
it's the other way around right now. Like the defense, they're playing well, but they don't have to play perfect because the Rams offense is just so high powered, putting up 40 points a game.
Yep.
Yeah. Exactly. So I think that's kind of a good transition. So obviously,
Mhm.
like the Rams handle business. Corey does not have to think about the 49ers anymore unless he sees them in the playoffs. And who
Yes.
even
Amen.
who even knows with that. So next week we have box office games on Sunday.
Yes, we do.
So
They're great
Sunday
games.
Sunday at
Mhm.
4, we have Seahawks, Rams, both 7-2. I cannot believe Seattle's 7-2. And then we go right into Sunday Night Football, which is not on ESPN, so I can watch it. Lions versus Eagles.
Oh man, we got
Um,
some good games next
yeah,
weekend. And I'll
at
be
the
in the new
link.
house. Mm,
Oh, come on.
Dude, come on.
Hopefully you're not working on flooring, but
I
Can
should be
you
done
can
by
you
then.
list what are the I think there's also what other 4 o'clock is Kansas City at Denver, which is a huge game.
That's a
oh,
good game
And
too.
there's a 1 o'clock with Tampa in Buffalo.
yeah.
So
Such I know,
electric.
yeah.
Dude, and
Awesome
don't forget
Sunday.
Cowboys Raiders Monday night, super tight game.
Oh
Dude,
man, I can't wait.
is
I
that
might-
actually happening?
Dude, Dallas is back-to-back Monday night games with a
Dude.
bye in between.
How about Jerry making the Packers have a no trade clause to the Eagles?
I saw
I
that.
know,
That's
it was so
wild.
funny.
How
I mean,
how
you can't blame him, dude.
how in your head is one team? Like that's
Mm.
So in
insane.
your head.
The poison pill.
Poison Bill. Yeah, Corey, you're right. But all right, let's just roll right into the Rams and Seahawks because we're kind of
All
talking
right.
about them. So Corey, we'll love to kind of start with you. Obviously, this is a home game for the Rams, but Seattle fans, I assume, travel
Actually, an away
amazing.
game. Always an away game for the Rams.
So Seattle, we never, in terms of like the home game feel, it's nothing like the 49ers. Like it will feel like a
Yeah.
home game for the Rams. The teams that
Suck
have
it, Mike.
affected us in the past is, and these are just the big fan bases. Eagles, when they played in SoFi, it was basically an away game. 49ers, because they think it's funny to just send everyone up there. Packers were like that.
Packers,
Cowboys
yep.
were like that. Cowboys were harder because their color kind of blends in, but it's
Yeah.
like the red just sticks out. So it just looks like you're at an
Red
away
does
game.
stick out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we don't tend to have that problem with the Seahawks. And I have the opposite feeling about the Seahawks than I do with the 49ers. We tend to beat the Seahawks
hmm
almost every single year. Like we just hardly struggle against them.
Yeah.
Now, it's a whole different team this year, though. Sam Darnold is playing well. Their
Mhm.
offense is a lot better than it has been in the past.
Mhm.
They have more points scored than the Rams do. They have 275. We have 251 on the
That's
season.
crazy. And
Yeah.
and the Seahawks are 4-0.
And they're
away.
getting, here's another interesting stat. They're getting most of their yards through the air too, which is the
Yeah.
Rams' weak point. It could be a blowout, just like a track meet. We
Yeah.
could see a really high scoring game overall.
Excellent point, Core, because my biggest thing was the Rams are favored by 2.5, which is almost a pick 'em, but the over-under is only 48 points. I'm about
I
to
take the
I'm about
over.
to pound the over on FanDuel.
Yeah.
Guaranteed they'll hit the under. Guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
Dude, it's how the NFL goes. It's just what
Dude,
the NFL does.
do
It
you
doesn't make sense.
put
Nothing makes
push-ups
sense.
on it again?
Dude, shall we do it?
Yeah, so I mean the Rams, the predictor says the Rams at 61%. I'm all for the Rams this game. Even though the Seahawks are going
Yeah.
well
Mhm.
or playing well, I don't know. They seem like one of those teams where they've done well on paper, but I'm not fully convinced about them yet. Them and like the
Mhm.
Colts, like they just seem like they're hitting good beginning of the season strides. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I
And-
totally get it. And like, didn't Sam Darnold do this last year with the Vikings?
We
Yeah.
destroyed Sam Darnold in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
Mhm.
like, it's Sam Darnold goes to a new team and like he has like a really solid year
Yeah.
or a good year, but then
I
they
think
don't really go
dude,
anywhere.
I think he's still mental. I think it's
Yeah.
going to be mental for him playing the Rams again. As a reminder, this was going into week 4 of the NFL.
He's
They're on my
pulling it up.
picks.
Of course.
No, I think I'm
Rams
almost
14
fine.
and 3.
I took the
I love
Commanders
that.
10-7. I took the Commanders 10-7. That was obviously dead wrong. But I think everything else on this list is going to be near spot on. Obviously, you can't predict that tie for the Packers, but I think the order of this, I'm pretty much going to be spot on for.
I
think
think
the Bucs
the
are definitely-
Rams,
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly, that looks
the
good.
toughest matchups for the Rams coming up is we play the Seahawks twice, Lions and Bucks. So those are just 4
Dude,
games
and
that
the Bucks may not even be healthy. I mean, we know
Yeah.
they're not going to have Mike Evans. Godwin might still be limping around. So then they have literally
Yeah.
Ibuka, and that's it. If they're not
Mhm.
Bucky Irvin, that's not really that tough of a game.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys take care of Seattle, then you're gonna I think beat Tampa, and then you guys have a couple easy games against the Panthers. Now the easy games, Panthers.
Yeah,
Cards, so
they can always be trap games. Panthers are, like we talked about last week, a lot better than we thought they'd be going into the season.
Yeah.
I think what'll be really interesting in this game, both defenses do a great job of creating turnovers.
Yeah.
In terms of Seattle and the Rams.
Mhm.
So who wins the turnover battle? And I'm actually going to argue that dictates who wins the game.
Mhm.
And I think it'll go 2-1. I don't know. I'm predicting the Rams are going to win. So I think the Rams will create 2 turnovers. I think Seattle will create 1. I think
Mhm.
that's why the Rams will win the game at home.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I got to stick with my prediction from heading into week 4. I'll be reminding you guys of that in about a month.
I can't wait. Hey, I love your prediction to have the
Spot
Rams
on.
14-3 by the end of the year.
I mean, I had the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, so sorry. I stick with them all the way.
Yeah. I do worry, like, I don't think this is a trap game for the Rams, but I do worry a little bit about kind of what we talked about earlier with the amount of yards that they give up.
Yeah.
I think it's going to come down to obviously like what it comes down to every week, third downs, efficiency in the red zone. Jackson Smith and Jigba leads the NFL in receiving yards. He's already over
Mhm.
1,000.
I
He's
know
got
it is,
he's
yeah.
got over 300 more than Puka. Obviously, Puka's been injured, but I don't know. It's like can Seattle keep the Rams defense just on the field the whole time? Can you
You
just
know what I
limit
think
the
a
amount?
better question is can
Yeah.
Seattle's defense stop the Rams?
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I honestly haven't seen enough Seattle games to
Mhm.
like have like a solid opinion on that.
I mean, their
Um,
defense is worse than the Rams defense.
Yeah, let me look.
Yeah.
So it's hard to say just because like their defense. I think their defenses are close to comparable. The only reason I say is because last week they were literally winning by like 38-0. So like obviously their
That
defense
was
is gonna
crazy when I saw
Their
that
defense
score.
is going to play light, and
In
then they're going
one
to give
quarter.
up a bunch of points. The Commanders gave about 14 points. Texans 19. Jags 12. They did give up 38 to the Bucks at home.
Yeah.
I forgot that they lost to the Cardinals. Oh my god!
Yeah.
What?
Dude, the
Dude,
Cardinals are the weirdest team on planet
their
Earth.
losses
They
this
are.
year. The Seahawks are weird. Their losses are to the Niners at home and in Arizona. What?
Divisional games.
These divisional games, yeah.
Mhm.
All right, so let's go into kind of predictions for this game.
All right. You want me
What
to
are we
start?
thinking? Yeah, go ahead, Core.
All right. I'm going to say 38-35 Rams.
Whoa, pounding the over. Hear that,
Yeah.
Mike?
Going
That's
under, dude.
over. That's over 60 points. Come on,
Uh,
Mike, you're up.
23-20 Rams.
Really?
Again, Tardy will not
23
be in the game.
23-20. That
3
is
field
low
goals,
scoring.
2 field goals. Oh, I told you I'm sticking with the under because it doesn't make sense. The NFL just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and like
It should crush the over.
Watch
I'm
it be
not
a
disagreeing with you guys.
pure defensive battle. Just
Dude,
like
this is how it goes. I'm dead serious. You're
Yeah.
always like so
You're
many
right.
games are like that. You're like, this
Mhm.
should be this, and then it doesn't turn out that way.
That does help a lot. So I'm actually like, this is almost like a coin flip game for me, just because it's in division, but I just don't know how you can pick against the Rams after what you've seen
Yeah.
these past couple weeks. So
Dude,
I'm
come on,
gonna
take Seattle. Come on,
no,
be
no,
different.
nope.
Kind of game of pick on Ryan, dude. I can't even pick. He picks the same teams.
Dude, I got birds tonight, dude. I'm all Eagles. I know you're pulling for
I would have
the
taken. I would have taken the Birds. If I knew Tucker Craft is out.
but yeah, so I'm gonna go. I think I'm closer to core. I don't know if it's gonna be that high scoring, but I'm gonna go like 30 to like 26 Rams.
Great.
I think it's gonna be a great game. I am worried about those things for the Rams, but I think they're the better team, and I think Matthew Stafford with the ball in his hand, you just trust him way more at the end than Sam Darnold.
He's so hot right now.
So hot right now.
Yeah.
So good
yeah.
looking.
Like sexy, dude.
Yeah,
Just like
incredible looking.
I see that guy. I'm like, oof, that is one piece of man.
Did you guys see his touchdown celebration dance?
Oh yeah,
didn't.
Just
What
did like
was
a
it?
little shimmy.
he's funny, dude.
That's so funny.
Are you dealing with nagging pain in your neck or low back? How about your shoulders or hips, elbows or knees? How about your ankles or your feet? At Restorative Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation in Thorndale, we're one of the only private clinics in the area providing true one-on-one care focused on relieving pain and restoring movement. Get back to doing what you love. Schedule your appointment today with Restorative Physical Therapy. Restorative Physical Therapy, relieve your pain, regain
All right,
your life.
now we're going to move into Sunday Night Football next week. So I think the Eagles are the next 4 games are prime time, including tonight. So so much for my sleep and relaxing at night. So obviously we have the Lions, who the Lions just kind of dominated the Commanders. Dan Campbell actually is now the play caller.
Play caller, yeah.
Yeah, so I didn't even know he like called plays before. So I thought that was super interesting. I think Detroit has a ton of weapons, and they're heading into Philly, which I don't even know the last time that happened when they played in Philly. But it's actually right now it's literally even closer than the Rams Seattle. The Eagles are only favored by 1.5 points. Obviously, that line's going to move a lot based on tonight's game, based on how the Eagles play or don't play or injuries or whatnot. So obviously kind of hard to predict before a game. But Mike, we're going to start with you. Any thoughts on this matchup at the link? Are you going?
I will not be there now. I could end up at the Bears game, but remember, dude, we're doing Raiders game.
We are doing
You got to go
Raiders
down
game.
Xfinity Live or whatever used to be Xfinity Live. Well, yeah, it's hard to say because we don't know what's going to happen tonight. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. There will be a starter in the Eagles team, either offensively or defensively, who's going to get hurt tonight and then not play Sunday. It's just how it goes. Especially right off the bye. Like, that's just the NFL. So someone will be missing. I don't know who that's going to be. Hopefully it's not anyone we love. It could be Jalen, man. Who knows? But someone's getting hurt. I don't know who it is.
I hope it's a Dory Jackson.
Yeah, it might be a Dory. So a couple of things that'll be interesting for the overall matchup with the Lions. One, is Cam Durgan back? And based on his lack of practicing, I mean, it seems like he might not be back for a few more weeks. Meaning, we're living with Brett Toth, which looks good against the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to say. I don't know. So that's one thing I'm looking for. Is like, hey, how does Toth look, and is Jurgens ready to play?
Yep.
2 is going to be what on tonight specifically against the Packers. If whoever starts, I think it's Ringo. If Ringo goes, I can't not keep my eye on that second cornerback spot. If Ringo plays, how does he play? Does he get picked on?
Yeah.
Uh,
Yep.
and then lastly, and the big one going into the Lions game is going to be just offensively. What does the play calling scheme look like? Are they getting back to highlighting AJ Brown? Here's what's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
In the NFL, we love recency bias is really powerful. It's really powerful. So we have a bye where everyone goes, the Eagles are healthy. Okay. I mean, I guess you could also say we might be rusty after a week off because we haven't played. And prior to that, we had a game without AJ Brown that we dominated the Giants and
who just fired their coach.
Who just fired their coach, right? So recency bias, everyone's so hype on the Birds right now. My intuition is to kind of pull back a little bit and be like, let's not forget what happened against the Giants in New York. Let's not forget how they collapsed against the Broncos. And let's not forget how stressful the Vikings game was when they were in disarray at points in that game. So
I mean, the Eagles have been in disarray in almost every game they've played at some point. Like, I think even the Rams game, like, they looked terrible for a half.
Sure. I think all of them but the Giants game.
People might say the Giants because they would say the tush push should have been a fumble, but Jalen actually got the first down the play before, so to me, that's a
But no, I do agree with Corey's point. Every game has been kind of like
you haven't had just like that nice relaxing dominant win.
Not even
not
even close.
What do you mean? That's what the Giants was. We literally
won besides that.
Besides the Giants,
yeah.
Oh, I see.
I mean, last season you guys were having that type of game every other game.
Yes, that's true. Games were ending that way, at least. But So anyway, those are the big things, big three I'll be looking for against the Lions.
Cool. What about you, Core?
So I'm thinking in my mind, the Rams have lost to the Lions a lot in the last 2 years. I just feel like the Eagles are still on edge of starting to struggle a little bit, and I feel like they've been able to get high. So I am more for the Lions, I think. Actually, I think Dan Campbell taking over play calling is what swung me. Because I don't think the Eagles have played a super aggressive offensive mind yet. Like the Rams, they tend to pull back after they get a lead, and I think you see that with a lot. It'll be interesting to see how they react to a more aggressive play caller, and I think that could be the win for the Lions.
Yeah, I think wherever this game would be played, I think the home team would win. So I do think the Eagles will win now, like according to what I know today. Against the Lions, mainly because it's at the Link, and I just don't see Jared Goff thriving in that type of environment. But to Core's point, obviously it's like the Eagles can't put together a full game. I think my opinion would be solidified after tonight. I heard an interesting stat from Ray Didinger, Mike, on WIP today. I could be wrong, but I think the past 4 games the Eagles have played on just like those 4 weeks, they are dead last in like third down percentage.
Yes.
And I was like, what? And like all the talk shows were like, that can't be true. And they fact checked it and it's true.
That's
so
defensively?
I think so. And so I think that kind of relates to Corey's point of like maybe there's something wrong with the team, and like I think we're just so talented and so well coached on paper that like we can mask these different issues and we can still win games.
Sure.
But it doesn't mean we're like as dominant as we were last year.
Yes.
Or at the Rams level. But those are stuff I'm thinking about. But I'm leaning towards the Birds in this game based on what I know now. But
all right.
All right. So
what's your prediction then? We'll start with you.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go Birds. They're going to stress me out till midnight on next Sunday night, as they're going to do tonight. So I'm thinking like 26-23. I think it's kind of like an odd score game. I'm going to go Birds though.
All right,
Mike.
Gosh, it's so hard to predict when you haven't seen them play the Packers. So my original prediction was they're going 2-2.
So like they might split with Lions, Packers, split with Bears, Cowboys, something like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they beat the Packers, they're going to lose to the Lions. If they lose to the Packers, they're going to beat the Lions. But I don't know what happened to the Packers. I don't know what to predict. You're messing with me, Corey.
Yep.
I'm going to go. I'll go with the. Now I think they're going to win tonight. So I'm like, well, if they're going to win tonight, they're going to lose to the Lions.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to go
Make
Lions.
a call.
Tie, dude. Pick a tie.
I'm going to go Lions 24-21.
Oh!
Because I think they're going to win tonight against the Packers, but then they're going to go 2-2 over the 4-game stretch.
I am
All right,
sticking with my gut. Lions are going to win 28-25.
I'm on the Eagles again, alone.
This is 2 weeks in a row. Exactly.
They're going to end up splitting the 2 games or something.
I hope the Eagles lose
Don't worry.
both tonight and next week, and we swing. And Mike and I are leading now, and Ryan is 1 game behind.
If it happens, I'm breaking out the chains again.
Let's
Chains
go.
Are back out.
No, you can't bring the chains out for a Birds loss.
Dude, I'm bringing the chains out for me being right. That's what it's about.
You're right. You're right.
That wraps up this week's episode of Coast to Coast Sports. Make sure to subscribe, hit that like button, and share the show with a fellow football fan. From Philly to LA and around the league, we'll be back next week with more sports talk.